Roll dice, be nice, and stay tuned. This is the Live to Die podcast.
So, I mean, I've been trying to be pretty transparent just for pacing's sake where we're at broadly without giving anything away. So I don't think it'll come as a big surprise to most of you when I say, we're getting near the end of chapter 2. This is ostensibly a mystery. So I guess I have two questions for you as a group. One, how is this kind of coming in as a little bit of maybe like a gothic horror mystery? And two, where do you think it's going? Anyone speak up?
I'll say that I think this is kind of a cool gothic mystery because we still don't know what's going on. Like, we still don't know what's going on.
True.
But there's been all these like really cool nature-y elemental bad guys as we go on, or lesser deaths, or like all these really cool stuff that's not just only fighting Grey Gardeners all the time. As far as where we're going, I think that we are in the middle of a situation where a monster is being powered up, and we're gonna, and they're gonna use the monster as their weapon or whatever, and we have to shut that off or stop that monster.
All right.
I have a theory that's kind of similar to that, but I think it's almost kind of like I think the souls are kind of like a sacrifice to opening up some sort of portal for a monster to come from like a different realm, like, sort of almost Cthulhu-y. Like,
Yeah.
I think that we went into it thinking that the Grey Gardeners were part of like a political intrigue story, and there may be actually more of like a cult situation where they're trying to like bring some sort of extra planar monster that we have never seen before into this situation by sacrificing or like storing the souls somehow in the final blades.
I think it has been a good mystery because I don't know exactly what's going on. However, it has to do with these Sackhill things, right? Like, they
Fear.
it has something to do with fear. And so, like, I don't know exactly what the master plan is, but it seems like they are controlling or using the Grey Gardeners as kind of a front. So I don't know if maybe the Grey Gardeners are more a vehicle for whatever.
And that was
the
something
bigger thing is.
I think the Psychopomps and like I think Nelibit storyline kind of talked about, like, he wasn't sure, are the Sackhills answering to the Gardeners or the Guards of Sackhill, or are they both answering to something else?
I truly cannot remember a single thing Nelibit said because I was too focused on how horrible he was.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, as far as the gothic theme, I think it's on point because, like, every room we enter, we really have no idea what we're going into. Like, a lot of the, not a lot, but some of the creatures we fought, like the Grey Gardeners, we sort of have an idea of what we're getting into. But most of the time, there's something else that's there as well, and we just have no clue what we're about to fight. Like the water dancer is an example. Like, you can't really prepare for something like that. We have no idea in any given room we're going into what we're going to face. I do agree, I think, that it's like powering something up, that these deaths or these souls are probably powering something up, and we have no idea what that is. And I'm worried that midnight is like, we're turning this motherfucker on. And that the next few hours of this will be terrifying.
Do you think that Pathfinder does not do this, but do you think that it's designed to get to midnight to let the monster go, or do you think that...
You think we're supposed to interrupt?
Do you think we're supposed to get there
Yeah,
first?
like, is this going to happen regardless?
We may have already interrupted, though, right? By messing with the sigils up top.
Yeah.
So there's a potential that the reveal is not what we expect it to be.
That we think we like collapsed the network, right?
Potentially, yeah.
Because we think they were all flowing to this one, and then
To and from.
Yeah.
Well, the network, but damage may have already been done, right? Like, you turn off a battery that's being charged, there's still a lot of juice in that battery.
Right.
So we may still have to fight something.
But maybe that means it has a weakness because we didn't let it reach
Its weakness
its
is
full
us.
potential.
Oh.
I think it might even just be like the imagery of the final blades, but it kind of reminds me of the His Dark Materials series. I don't know if y'all have read that. Well, in which case it's kind of a spoiler for that series. But there's like a theme of a blade that essentially like severs the soul from the body. So when they like, chop this blade down in between the two entities, it like removes your soul from your body. And I think that that's kind of what it reminds me of as far as like storing the souls within this. And part of the theme of that book series is that it's like, it creates this one very brief like flicker of intense power to have that process happen.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is definitely what we're onto here.
I could see the cycle pumps not being stoked about that
Mm-hmm.
power being utilized as well.
Fucking with the flow of
Yeah,
souls.
fucking with the flow of
For sure.
plasmas.
Yeah, those
use
souls
power.
are owed to Pharasma.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if not her boneyard specifically, I can't remember in canon if like you go to the realm of your god, if you're a devout worshiper, or everyone goes to the boneyard and then like they get sorted out or whatever the deal is. But yeah, Pharasma ain't big on that. Well, like with many mysteries, only time will tell.
And we have precious little of it.
You're sort of on a ticking clock now as we talk about time.
I wouldn't say sort of.
Yeah, we are
quite
literally
literally
on
on
a
a
It's
ticking
literally
clock.
a giant like black obsidian clock up in the ballroom.
Oh yeah. I actually think if it's all right that that's something that maybe the characters would be discussing at this point also, like that whole situation. So I think like having Val run up to this gardener and been like, tell us what's going on. And he's like, I would rather die. And she's like, okay, bam! And then he's gone. And she'll just look at Dro and be like, I did try to talk to them.
That's
Fair
technically
enough.
true.
What's going on here? I feel like there's no way that these gardeners are just after some sort of political cause.
I'll do like a whirly sword, put my sword away and look at Mr. Potted Plant over here. Yeah, I'm helping him out
Where's
and
that coming from?
getting them dirt out of his mouth. And what's going on?
What is going on is that I was being tortured because my bodyguard did not guard my body.
Well, I mean, you are alive, so technically we did guard your body.
You did not tell us it would be so difficult.
you
Perhaps we should
Are you hurt?
talk
Would
about
you-
the rates.
No, you are right. You are right, Mr. Himmelgale. I am very grateful to all of you. Honestly, I think.
She is allergic to that bullshit.
I think that they would have made this attempt regardless, and I think even if my former bodyguards had not been executed as they were, they would have struggled in a fight like this with, which you seem to have handled quite easily, no?
Yeah, they were pretty lame, actually.
Well,
Are you okay?
I will be. I do not know what it was that set them off. I did hear something interesting when they were bringing me in. One of the gardeners was asking another if anyone had been seen on the stairs nearest the blade. Apparently, they said no, but one of them made some comment that if anyone is to go through that door and take the stairs up above, that the evening might not go as they had intended during the unmasking. I do not know what that means, but
It's funny you mention that
Oh,
because
why
you
is that?
were captured and tortured while we were up those stairs.
And we were almost killed by some grim reapers.
Yes, they were very
Literally,
sad.
death tried to come out and kill us, and almost did. And I think that I talked to a god anyway.
I didn't hear
It's
about
been a
that.
long night.
Did I not tell you guys that?
I don't think so.
So Val would maybe look at you guys and be like, all right, now might be a good time to tell you that when we were fighting upstairs, I heard a voice and saw the spiral of Pharasma, and I was told that the gods have seen eye to eye and that our job here is not done.
If you would like, I can remove the stupefied condition for you.
She's like, yeah, whatever, and kind of
Sounds-
storms off.
That sounds quite promising. Perhaps destiny is on our side.
Whoa.
But I think that whatever's going on here, I don't think that the Lady of the Boneyard particularly likes souls being withheld within whatever plan is happening. I personally don't think that the Great Gardeners are actually behind this scheme. I think they're a tool of some sort.
I'll also note that you didn't just hear a voice, you heard two things in unison. You heard a woman's voice and then some just like intensely overpowering clicking, but I don't know if you were withholding that on purpose.
I don't think that Val would tell them the terrifying praying mantis god of assassins was in my head.
MBD.
I'm sure everything you heard was very soothing and not at all scary.
Although I'm pretty sure that they know she is an assassin at this point. So
You've wrapped yourself in a cloak of magical blood of the people you've killed.
yeah. It's possible that a Chekek himself came to speak to me as well.
Magistrate,
Yes.
what would you like to do at this point?
I should go back to the party. If I'm seen as gone as too long, it will just give them more reason to come for me. But
What did they want to know from you?
they were asking about cases that I had done, details, just trying to intimidate me. I sometimes stick my nose around. And I will still say this, even as close as this comes, perhaps if anything, I think it makes me feel more, it makes me feel like this is even more important, but the gardeners claim justice, but it is not justice. To have done a wrong does not mean their whole life could be full of only wrong. They were asking me about rulings I had made, the reasons behind them, any potential allies that I have, and I'm embarrassed to say that should it have gone on longer, it would have been difficult not to name you. So scared did I find myself there at the end.
Oh, I think they're already quite aware of us.
Well, I know that I have already paid you for this, but you have gone above and beyond, and it sounds like you are doing more in service of Galt and perhaps of Galarian than just to keep me, a judge here, and alive. And he reaches down and takes this chain kind of off his neck and lifts it over his head. It's a really elegant neck chain. It seems to be made of platinum, and gives it to you, Watson.
Oh, thank you for your
He's
necklace.
already got jewelry fucking shit.
Yeah, I have a headband, so
I hope that you would take this and
my head's...
Watson's like, get ready with me for a day of adventuring. First I put on my cloak, then I put on my cool necklace.
I'm sorry, my head slot is already taken up.
I believe that it's a first edition Pathfinder thing. It does not work quite the same
I
here.
see.
Plus, this is non-magical.
Oh.
It's just worth like a fuck ton of money.
Oh.
But when you feel the weight of it, I hope you remember the weight of responsibility that seems to drive your actions now. It is not always a light task to uphold order or peace, but it seems like your shoulders are strong enough to carry this burden.
Well, thank you. It's been very nice to know you, Pornfold.
Oh, God.
Earning that explicit tag, we bring you this character.
I was going to say, earning that explicit tag, we bring you Trent.
You're quite filthy and covered in dirt.
And
Do you have
there's a
anyone
lot
have
of blood.
prestidigitation?
Nope.
No.
No.
Are you hurt? Do you need a little bit of healing or anything?
I should be fine. I think I am just shaken up. It's uncomfortable, but I will live thanks to you.
I can remove the frightened condition.
Your presence here has done much to calm my nerves.
Oh, okay.
Isn't
and
it funny
I appreciate that.
that we all met when you were getting arrested?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It is
You
weird,
have slept since then.
Well,
I guess I don't...
I think while they're talking, Val would start rifling through the bodies of the Grey Gardeners, see if they have anything cool.
Gather the heads in a bag, please.
Dear
Okay.
God.
Fox is also gonna go through his. He planted all those invisible eyeballs, and
Oh,
he's
that's
gonna
right.
go
Oh,
scan through all
yeah.
those and make sure nothing crazy's going on in the party room.
It's like Batman going through his files. Like,
so
Yeah.
I think it's getting closer to 11. And so you start to see like there's an energy and a tension kind of building in the room.
in this room that we're in?
No, in the main room,
In the
because
main
Fox is basically spying into
Oh.
the ballroom.
Yeah.
What's up, Trent?
Continue with his unless...
No, that's just it. It's just sort of a
Okay.
tension building. You're getting closer to 11. You kind of get the impression that something might be happening
People
then.
appear to be on edge.
So
Yeah.
Watson wants to, while we're all sort of milling about in here for a little bit,
Mhm.
Watson wants to pull Val aside. And he's like, I understand I'm very embarrassed to say something about this, but I am very old, and
Oh God.
I do not think I have much longer in this life.
She's going to be like, Watson, that's very kind, but you're like a father to me, and it would just be weird.
No, I lost that ability long ago. Much more.
You're a healer. You can't fix that.
We don't have those. Well, it takes a lot more powerful magic than I'm capable of. But no, not at all, not at all.
Oh, okay, thank God.
No, it's much more serious. I come from deep in the Mindspin Mountains, and my father is buried there, and the Moonstone Dagger that has been so much of note between us, I must ask that you return this dagger to my father's grave. It's very, very important that take place. And so I'm keeping it because I don't trust you with it for right now. But should anything happen to me before the end of all this, you must promise me that you will take it.
And I think Val, like, almost kind of retorts or says something snarky, and then just stops and says, I will.
Thank you.
And she kind of, like, pats Watson on the shoulder and is uncharacteristically not mean.
And Watson just turns back to the group and goes, all right, let's do this shit.
Does anyone need to take any heal actions, refocus actions before returning to the party while you sort of have some solitude and privacy here?
I could use 80-ish points of healing.
I can just do... actually, you know what? Let's see.
Okay, so Watson, you treat medicine on Drasharis, the only one of the group who's actually wounded right now. And Fox, you said that you refocused?
Yeah, refocused.
What do you think that looks like? Like, what does studying or focusing look like for Fox?
That's a good question. I think I think he just takes some time and sets himself apart from the group. And I think he does jot some stuff down, and he's got a journal.
Okay.
That he's had from before. I think he's jotting some stuff down in there, and then just overall just kind of tuning everyone out.
Okay. So with this study, it's getting pretty close to 11. What's the party going to do?
Oof.
Escort Torvald back down or Torvald back down.
Torvald.
Yep. He's fucking me up. It's called him 17 different things. Escort him back down, but I think it would be best of us to, like, come into the room laughing it off or, tell a joke or,
Do we feel like there's any more of this building that we could access and explore that we haven't already? Or is that generally like we've been to where we think we can go?
I mean, there's always more places you can go. The focus of the attention certainly seems to be connected to this room, the central room, like the ballroom. That seems to be where it's going down.
We
Really
should take him to the... Go ahead.
Oh, good. I was just going to say, before we leave this room, I just want to do the that's odd thing and try to pick up one non-obvious thing about this new space. Is there anything weird in this room?
Yeah, there's one of the plants doesn't have the tree in it anymore. And it looks like someone's head was shoved into it.
Sure.
That is odd.
Also, do you want to reset, because you've had almost 15, 20 minutes here, do you want to reset any leads and declare any leads?
Yeah, I don't know if I can do this. I just kind of, like, I feel like the main thing that I'm curious about right now is, like, what happens at midnight. And...
So
pursue a lead on the clock.
The clock could be it, or the final blade.
Okay, I'm going to do the clock and the blade.
Yeah, I see you got 20 minutes, give or take. So it's almost probably like 10:50, 10:55 at this point. And you all head back into the party.
I suppose we just go back down and try to see what we can find out before whatever happens at midnight is supposed to happen, although I think we very well might have foiled that already.
Should we take the magistrate up to that room where all the shit was going on?
Yeah, maybe we should tell him what's going on.
I mean, he's been here the whole time you've been discussing your different ideas. So he's not really sure, and he just said, like, I want to be at the party, sort of seen there, so as to not look weak.
So I think we will say to Ortbald, like, what we found upstairs was a series of runes that seemed to control a network of final blades. We tampered with them as much as we were able to, and we're hoping that that means that whatever they're planning to use them for won't work.
Oh, it worked. I did a really good job.
All it cost you was your lives.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I just reiterate that that's like the most stressed I've ever been ostensibly doing an activity for fun was playing that
True.
episode.
Sweating.
True.
Sweating during that episode. So I guess we take Pot Pie back downstairs
Why would you say that about me?
and let him mingle, but definitely keep a closer eye on him,
Sure.
perhaps.
And Val wants to keep an eye out for the hosts as well, and then also kind of just like examine the clock and the final blade and see if there's anything else I can gain.
Sure. Do you want to make a check for that? I mean,
Sure.
You've already made checks for them.
Yeah,
Which you want to try to examine, the clock or the blade?
the clock.
Okay. So you look at the clock. There's something really strange about it, for sure. It gives you a really uncomfortable feeling, something dread. It's something immense. From this far away, you can't get more details, but there is something ominous about the clock.
So, how far away are we from the clock?
The clock's 60, 70 feet up in the air, sort of above the main entrance to the ballroom.
I guess then when I'm walking around with the magistrate, I would like to try to do a perception or whatever skill you want me to use to see, is anyone looking at him surprised that he's back downstairs hanging out with people?
Sure. I got your perception bonus here. So looking around the room, you do get a couple. I feel like I need to use that after the statement a little bit. You look around. It's hard with people with masks covering people's faces. It's harder to read their emotions. You do get a couple of longer glances, but you can't tell if that's just because it's clearly a judge. Or there's blood on his clothes. You're not pulling a direct read. The vibe of this whole room is so uncomfortable and strange. Now, some of you mentioned wanting to keep an eye out for like the hosts.
Yes, Val does.
So I think it becomes pretty clear for you to spot Yasmina, because she starts clearing people off the dance floor. And a number
about to
of
bust a move, son.
servants start...
The water dancer comes back and they're like, "Brr, brr, brr."
It's a dance circle.
It's a walk-off. And the servants come out, and while she's clearing the dance floor, the servants start setting up these posts with red streamers to mark off a large area of the ballroom floor.
No.
Like really most of the northern portion, sort of north of the final blade, between the final blade and the entrance.
They're going to summon something.
I don't
Yeah,
like this
I
at
don't
all.
like that one little bit.
As the last pole kind of is placed to mark out this empty area, you see her hold up her hand for quiet. And the whole room drops silent, all the murmuring and the conversation. You notice now that she's wearing yet a new mask, this one with a simple frown rather than her earlier smile. You don't see her mouth open, but you just hear coming from behind her mask. The Grey Gardeners have been a part of Galt's history from the beginning, and shall be here to cultivate its end. Let us entertain you with this pageant of Galtan history.
I'm sorry, what?
Galt history.
No,
Galtan
it's
history.
the end of Galt?
Yeah, Galtan history. Of course. She makes this grand motion, and kind of coming out from behind some of the different passageways that had tapestries marked over them, you see dozens of featureless clay automatons march out into this central stage. She then continues to speak. Lo, 'tis a gala night in the lonesome latter years. And as she sort of begins to take these motions, all the automatons mimic the motions behind her of of these different things to which she's speaking and describing. Would anyone do anything immediately to this?
I believe that I would Assassin's Creed my way a little bit closer,
Sure.
just so I can get a better viewpoint. And when these things start killing everybody, I can be there.
So, but are you paying at all attention to what she's saying, or just sort of circling in?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm listening to what she's saying and just kind of getting closer to. Hopefully, while she's talking, she's not as noticeable of me getting up there.
Possibly. Anyone else? Kind of just relative position, relative attention, or focus.
I think Fox is going to pull up his hood, which allows him to go invisible.
Sure.
Ooh.
And he's gonna take flight,
Oh shit.
and
Okay.
he's gonna position himself over this area.
And if you remember, there also are a ton of like big hanging cloths that were sort of disguising the hole from the room above.
Yeah,
So even if you do come out of invisibility, there is places to hide in these big draperies from the
Yeah.
ceiling.
and I have a feat that lets me hide when I'm flying also. So
That's fucking cool.
Cool.
Watson.
Okay. The headband
Mhm.
gives me a spell
Yes.
called Augury.
Yeah.
Can predict results up to 30 minutes into the future.
Ooh.
The GM gives a best guess of wheel, the results will be good, woe, the results will be bad, wheel and woe, the results will be a mix of good and bad, or nothing. There are no particular bad or good results.
Okay. How long does it take to cast?
Secret DC flat check. It takes 10 minutes to cast,
Okay. So
and,
you're gonna
and
be,
it will be 30 minutes into the future.
so you're gonna be casting this while this performance goes on.
Yes.
What's the flat check?
Basically, in theory, Watson would be waiting to cast this until like the moment of midnight striking. He wants the results of midnight.
So basically,
So,
you'll be having it sort of trigger about 11:30, give or take.
Yeah.
Or like
You're-
11:35.
You're literally doing the Doctor Strange in like Marvel Infinity
Yeah.
War, being like, I've seen billions of futures.
Yeah.
What's the DC on that flat check?
DC 6 flat
Okay.
check.
All right, I'll let you know when that's rolled. All right, Val, you're the last one. This performance is playing out.
Oof. Yeah. I think Val is just going to try to use her perception skills to see if, like, is there anything going on outside of the performance? Like, is the performance potentially distracting everyone from other movements going on around the room?
So you'll be kind of keeping your eyes out. So, Joe Shars, you're the only one really paying attention to the subject matter of the performance. What do you feel stronger in, occultism or society?
Occult.
What's your bonus?
21.
Okay. I'm going to ask for you just to roll some occult checks
Okay.
to maybe gather some meaning from this.
I also wanted, before we get too far, the heads are in my bag.
Is it a bag of
You
holding
did
or just a
chop the
giant
heads
Yeah,
off?
bag?
bag of holding.
Okay.
You chopped the heads off those Grey Gardeners and brought them in a bag?
Most of those heads were missing.
That's true.
I have a statement to give later. Yeah, I need those heads.
All right. So if you all entertain me, let's take a look at this performance. Let's go back to her first words then, and I want you to picture this. So with everyone set up, we go back to Yasmina at the center of the room. This troop of clay automatons just set out behind her. And as she recites this pageant, they're sort of acting out all the steps with it. Back to that first line. Lo, 'tis a gala night. Within the lonesome latter years, an angel throng bewinged, bedtight, in veils and drowned in tears, sit in a theatre to see a play of hopes and fears, while the orchestra breathes fitfully the music of the spheres. Mimes in the form of God on high mutter and mumble low, and hither and thither fly, mere puppets they who come and go, at bidding of vast formless things that shift the scenery to and fro, flapping out from their condor wings, invisible. Whoa. And they're acting kind of all of this out. The automatons at the lines of bidding vast, formless things. That scenery shifts to and fro. The automatons are mimicking moving around something large and heavy. Give me either, like I said, occultism or a society check here. Or what lores do you have, Drossaris?
Warfare.
Okay.
I also have society and stealth.
Yeah, go with
Or not
society.
stealth, but society and occult.
Give me occultism or society.
Okay.
And I'll let you roll this. What do you got?
That's not great. How's a 25?
You're not really able to parse the meaning from those two parts, but she continues. That motley drama, oh, be sure it shall not be forgot. With its phantom chased for evermore by a crowd that sees it not. Through a circle that ever returneth in to the self-same spot, and much of madness and woe of sin and horror the soul of the plot. The phantom chased evermore, the crowd seized by it not. The automatons are whirling and dancing closely as though moving sort of through each other, weaving in and out of their own pattern. Give me another society check. Trying to read into this.
35.
So you realize that some form of spirit or spectral creature seems to be relating here to the midnight unmasking. That's sort of what this is alluding to. The performance goes on. I imagine this is sort of like playing out. I'm giving you the highlights, but it's this long, drawn-out pageant. But see, amid the mimic crowd, a crawling shape intrude, a blood-red thing that rives from out the scenic solitude. It rides with mortal pangs. The mimes become its food, and seraph sob at vermin fangs in human gore imbued. Out are the lights, out all, and all over each quivering form the curtain, a funeral pall, comes down with the rush of a storm, while angels all pallid and wan, uprising, unveiling affirm the play that is the tragedy, man and its hero, the conqueror worm.
Yeah.
I literally just texted them and said, I think these are lines from a poem about the conqueror worm.
So look, play through a couple things here.
That sounds bad.
Yeah, that doesn't sound great.
Can you tell me how worm is spelled?
WORM.
Okay.
Hey, Watson,
Oh no.
it would have been leading up to this last stanza's performance. Bad. The outcome is very,
I think
very bad.
I don't
Oh,
think it
God.
says you could say you had to say very, but I appreciate that.
I think his eyes like flash white. He's like, against a side wall, and his eyes flash white, and he just like comes to and he looks at whoever's around, and he's like, oh no, no, this is terrible.
We're going to cut right from that. Drosharis, you're kind of piecing this together. Give me that final occultism or society check to parse meaning from this.
35.
So during the line, a curtain, a funeral pall, the automatons are mimicking fainting, falling, and then just lying still. You realize this is in fact sort of a story not of Galt's history, but perhaps it's a bit of a performance of what is to come now. The mask is building to some event involving a powerful, undead creature.
No.
And it's kind of right at this moment. Watson, I'm gonna slightly GM overrule you here. You had that prepared 30 minutes out, but I think you're in almost a state. Like, this is delivered so hard that those last 30 minutes to midnight seem to just bleed away from you during this performance, overwhelmed. And as this finishes, somehow that whole, 30 seconds of performance, let's say that takes the hour, that 30 seconds of me reading that poem for you. All of a sudden, there's like this calm, this silence. All the palls are sort of taken away. The dance floor reopens. People are sort of flooding back into that area. and the clock is minutes from midnight.
All right.
I would try to regroup with everybody.
Everybody went back into that dance floor circle.
Just is now milling throughout the entire ballroom.
I think Val would run over to Watson and be like, "What did you see, Watson? What? Because you were saying like this is terrible."
It is time. It's come.
And it's just at that moment that I'll say like a cheer starts to rise out from the crowd. As you hear it clunk. Now you're still up still up at, sort of hiding up in the drapes from the top, right, Fox?
Mm-hmm.
It's even louder for you as there's this single dong as the hour hand of the clock reaches midnight. Nearly everyone in the crowd starts cheering, screaming. Everyone starts pulling their masks off. Jane, you explicitly said you were watching the audience, right? Or like the people around looking for signs or things that stood out to you.
Yeah.
And so you would have seen that like even as people's hands are reaching for their masks and getting ready, there are like plenty of people are grabbing it, ready to pull it off, but at least a dozen have their hands only loosely over their masks, like they have no intention of pulling them off.
If you'll allow me, when it strikes midnight, I would like to attempt to stealth and blend into the crowd and disappear.
Because it's in that moment that like everyone is sort of just looking around. The masks are yanked off. Some throw them onto the floor. Others throw them into the air. People are looking around the room with just sort of like unbridled curiosity. Several people, though, and you spot this first, Val, lower their hands without removing the masks. And at this point, you realize the two hosts of the party are now standing in front of the entrance to the room, crying out in unison. "Now you see who among us are the Grey Gardeners, and who are the dead." And at that utterance, in the center of the room, the final blade begins to just shudder and shake.
Oh, God.
And it's as if light, almost like a dim, small lax of light, clusters of spectral forms scream and shriek and explode out from the final blade in this screams of soul-curdling rage that begins to coalesce into this massive ghostly form the size of a small hut or even a very small house inside of this room and space.
Oh, God.
I'm very scared.
Let's go
And then
home.
Droshar sneaks out the front door.
Yeah, bye.
Oh, what?
We're
What do you
going to
mean, who
roll
are
initiative.
the dead?
And I'd like, for all of you, I'm not going to hold down the describe button because I'm not going to change the mood here. This is a size huge creature.
Yeah.
Who would like to describe this?
Ah!
Oh, no.
I don't even know how to.
Come on, someone take a shot at this.
Wait, I'm sorry. Does the little label there say Grey Death, as
Yes.
in Knight of the Grey Death,
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole game?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and this is only chapter 2.
Okay, it's like an amalgam of skeletons and ghouls and fog and blackness.
Like black smoke.
It's like a tornado of death.
But it also
Well, it
has
has arms.
arms. Yeah, and kind of claws.
and lots of faces.
And
It looks
it's like
helpful.
made of smoke.
Ugh.
It looks like it's a healer.
Yeah, honestly, we could probably, and she would look at Drosharis and be like, we could definitely talk to it, right?
Diplomacy?
Well, you know what time it is. Drosharis, you can use stealth. Fox, you can use stealth.
Oh, my
Watson,
God.
I'll let you use...
Will?
I'll let you use nature in connection with magic. Jane, perception. All of you do get +1. Go ahead and give me some initiative. How's everyone feeling going into this?
Oh, I'm terrified.
Good. Everyone else?
Could I just say that I'm being very social to the Grey Death, and so I could use my society bonus instead?
No.
Damn it.
Also, for those of you who want to, go ahead and place your miniature
You specified want to.
around the map. Otherwise, I'll place it wherever I want.
Oh, I see. I see the choice.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that we were doing like the finale of the whole chapter right now.
Oh, I said we're getting close to the end. And what if this isn't the finale?
Oh, that would be so bad.
So you can see where I've marked out the size of this creature on the map. That's how big it is. It's 15 feet across, 15 feet high.
Front door.
Front door is over, there to the north is how I've sort of defined this. And there's tons
Is this
of
where the
people and
dance thing
everything.
was?
Yeah, the dance is sort of the north of that between it, but there's people just mingled all throughout the room now. Excellent. Everyone have their initiative rolled?
Yes.
All right, Fox, what's your initiative?
44 stealth.
Excellent.
Nice.
Solid.
Okay, what about Val? What's your initiative?
38.
Okay, Watson?
How about a 46?
Wow.
Nice.
And Drosharis.
37.
Oof. Okay. This thing will get to act first.
Oh, of course.
And we will begin the combat with this giant undead thing's turn.
Don't lie to the people. There's a dozen Grey Gardeners in there, too.
You just set
Oh
up
my God.
10 million pawns
There's
on
so
the map
many.
who are all Grey
There's
Gardeners.
10 Grey Gardener assassins and 2 Grey Gardener director generals, the 2 hosts, guarding the only exit into and out of the building, at least the main
Oh.
exit.
Are all the other people from the
That's a
party
fire
still in here
hazard.
too?
Oh yeah, everyone's still in here. Hundreds of people are in here. And so I think this thing is going to whip around, and you can just see already the people around it, life seems to be just draining out of them and straight into this creature. It towers 15, 20 feet above everyone here, and it is going to move. Oh, yeah. It's going to use an ability called Flailing Touch. And because, you already did see the name of it, it doesn't give anything away to say this creature is called the Grey Death. Flailing Touch, 2 actions. The Grey Death makes up to 4 hand strikes, each against a different target it can reach.
Jesus.
For these strikes, it increases its reach up to 100 feet.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
These strikes count as 1 attack for the Grey Death's multiple attack penalty, and the penalty doesn't increase until after.
Cool.
So let's
I'm gonna go upstairs and fight the lesser deaths.
Yeah.
So let's just go around the table. We'll start with an attack against you, Jason.
What the hell? We messed with all the runes and it still appeared.
We almost died for nothing.
So you think. All right, so the first hit's coming in against you, Jason. Oh, fuck.
You're
Oh,
kidding me. I
no
could
way.
see that.
No way.
Critical hit now.
Oh my god.
Let's go,
Oh,
man.
Here we go.
Oh, we're in it.
Oh.
No!
Just got the chills.
Oh, I've been looking forward to this for so long. All right, let's just grab some D10s, several of them for no reason
Jared's
at all.
crying.
Okay, look, I could have rolled better. I could have rolled a lot better. So right out the gate here, I guess this is a critical. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Mm-hmm.
That's a creature higher. That's a card.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not good.
shit. Hey, how do you feel about negative energy damage?
Negative
Bad.
damage?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay, I
Like
wasn't
it's
sure if you had a
normal?
resistance to it because you
No,
have some
not
weird
negative.
stuff. Okay, so this is I guess this is.
Although I do have critical resistance.
I'm gonna call this bludgeoning.
Okay.
You become sickened 2
Okay.
and slowed 1 for as
Okay.
long as you're sickened,
Oh my
All right.
God.
which is pretty brutal. So the damage you're about to take, and it is doubled because of things. You're going to take 66 points of negative energy damage
Okay.
as it slams into you critically.
And
I
you said
know.
I'm slowed 1 and sickened 2?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
and you're slowed one for as long as you're sickened. Now, I also need you to make a fortitude save as it starts to sap the life out of you as soon as it touches. It's not good. It's fortitude, though. You're good at those, right?
And that's a decent roll.
Okay.
40.
Oh, that's a failure.
Okay.
Whoa.
But what about... Hold on. Does Juggernaut affect failures at all?
I don't know. I know
No,
it
I don't
makes
think so.
successes, crit successes. So you are drained 1, which is going to reduce your hit points by your level, reduce your fortitude save. It's not good. All right, let's keep sharing the love. Now another hit, full attack value coming in at Fox.
It wasn't hidden.
What? That's a good question. What's your
I rolled stealth too, if that's a thing.
Maybe this thing's a really high. Oh no, sorry. This
I
thing
didn't
has
think- yeah.
life sense.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Of course it does.
But yeah, so it knows where you are. I don't know if Jane can see what I just rolled again.
Are you kidding me?
Are you watching these hit the ground, or is he setting them down?
I mean, that one, honestly, I didn't see hit the ground, so I think he's probably lying.
Okay.
That's insane.
So I did roll notably better on that one. I do feel a little bad.
And what was the thing about range?
Its range becomes 100 feet for this attack. Its reach.
Okay.
Do you think the point of this
Because I assume
adventure...
I'm up somewhere.
Yeah, you are, but you're within 100 feet.
Yeah, no, I figured that. But
Go ahead, Jane. What were you saying?
Do you think the point of this adventure is just that everybody dies and it's not fun?
No.
They're like, you know what?
Maybe.
Let's actually do a twist this time where no one can succeed and they're
James
always
is like,
sad.
that sounds awesome.
I have a question.
This sounds like an adventure for me. What's up, Trent?
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
No, I'm sorry to him.
Oh,
If he's flying and he gets hit,
sure.
does he have to roll concentration?
I don't know what the rules say.
I don't know.
I don't think
about
so.
flying.
I'll look into it.
I don't believe that's the case. I think they simplified flying a lot.
We're
If
on the
not,
same team, Durant.
yeah.
I'm so sorry. I just love the rules so much.
Okay, so this is gonna be a lot of damage. This is gonna be. Oh God, this is a horrible math moment. Sorry, everyone. 94 points of negative energy damage.
94. Oh my god.
Yeah, I rolled really well.
Ugh.
Super.
And now give me a fortitude saving throw. Oh, and a card, because this is a natural 20 again.
Wait,
I feel
hold on.
really bad.
92. You said right.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you do.
I feel like you feel really
Wait,
good.
No, 94. Because it was 40.
94?
Because 47 doubled, right? Did I do that
It was
right?
94, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, hold on.
No. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No.
Yes.
Yes or no?
No,
Wait.
yes, no, yes.
Yes.
Oh, actually, so no, I drew. This will be a few one. I drew one. Its ability is called 2 for 1. Deal normal damage to one target, and then to one target. Oh, adjacent to the normal to the original target. No one's adjacent to you, so no other critical effects.
I'm adjacent to
I was going to
everybody.
say, this is a Jason.
No adjacent. Oh, that's a very. God damn it! That's a good joke. Okay. All right. Now
I
we're
got
gonna swing over.
A 44.
So you're fine.
Okay.
You're not. Your life is not sapped out of you yet.
How
Val,
nice for you.
your turn.
Yeah,
face.
great.
Attacks coming in at you.
Mhm.
Hey, I didn't roll a natural 20. Still rolled really good, though. How do you feel? Asking for me, a friend. How do you feel about 55 to hit?
Oh, yeah, that's a crit.
Nice, but not a card.
Sure. Sure.
Okay. All right.
And look, there's only one enemy that you're aware of. Roll some damage.
How is it hitting all of us when there's like 100 people to choose from in this room?
You have such good life. It's just really interested in your life.
Does seem like garbage a bit.
Yeah. This thing's cheating.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It
It's
has
like those are the main characters.
It has
Kill
aim
the
assist.
NPCs.
So it's going to be critical is doubled. You're going to take 66 points of negative energy damage, and I need a fortitude saving throw.
I'd rather not.
I understand.
Okay, tiny dice, tiny die, don't let me down.
Did it let you down?
It kind of let me down, I'm not gonna lie.
It's just waiting for the right moment.
Wait.
No, do we have to do this right now?
It's probably not gonna be good.
Fuck you, it's a 33.
Okay. Oh, wait, a 33 on the fortitude?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's not good at all.
It's not.
It was a natural 7.
I rolled a 40. Okay.
So it's not a critical failure.
Okay, good.
So you are just drained 1, which is going to be. Oh god, there's a lot of things.
You can put you can put it in Hero Lab and make it easy for yourself.
Such.
Could I just quit the podcast instead?
You say that a lot. No, you cannot. Matter of fact,
This book has been really hard.
Yeah, so we'll do that, and now we're gonna go over to Trent. Let's see. Can I roll a third 20?
If you do, I'm gonna flip this table.
I'm not, but I did just roll the same as I rolled against Jane. 55 to hit Watson.
That's a miss.
Oh, okay, cool.
Excellent.
Perfect.
That is definitely a crit.
Yeah. Oh, I rolled well on this one.
So
too.
I assume this is like intended to crit.
I mean, very frequently, yeah. I mean, if someone's playing a champion, you might have some chances, but
Yeah.
it's they're gonna do really good at this.
100 fucking feet, man.
For this special action, look, yeah, that's exactly what it says.
There is no escaping it.
No.
Yeah, we can't go anywhere.
94 points of negative energy damage.
94
90.
points.
Oh,
It's
Okay.
a crit. I rolled really well. And go ahead and give me a fortitude save. Oh, actually, wait a second, Jane. Against you, it was only a 53 to hit.
okay.
No?
Like that matters.
That is
Fine.
a 41 to my fort save.
That's a fail.
Oh no. Okay.
So you're going to be drained 1.
Drained 1.
It has 1 action left. So look, it only has 3 actions a turn. That was 2 actions.
Oh.
It's going to use an ability called Resentful Possession. I don't know if you have any special
Sounds
bonuses
bad.
against this, because I'm coming in at you, Jason.
You're gonna possess me.
I don't know.
I'm actually excited.
This has the,
Then you don't have to play.
I think I get to play against all of you.
so this has the traits, in case you have any bonuses: Curse, Occult, Enchantment, Mental, and Possession. I don't think you'll have any bonuses, but I want to throw it out there.
No.
All right. So this can be
Wasn't
used
ready
against...
for this.
Hey, question, are you a living creature?
Yes.
Okay, just double checking. Give me a will
How
Not very
rude.
nice, but yes.
Give me a will save.
But that's the one I'm not great at.
All right, you got this. And this is its last action.
Oof. 41.
Oh, just missed.
I rolled an 18.
Yeah, this is a big creature.
That's crazy.
A fragment of one of the embittered souls from this creature lodges itself in you and begins to turn you against your allies.
Oh shit!
So here's the deal.
This is so bad. Jason, stop
stay
looking so
flying.
happy.
While this fragment is inside you, you do not count as anyone's ally for the purpose of providing flanking.
May I control myself?
You may. And a would-be ally that tries to cast a spell that normally works on an ally must succeed a DC 42 counteract check, or the spell has no effect. Now, that being said, Trent, if it's a spell like a heal that can target anyone, then that isn't the case. But if it's specifically allies only, then there's a resistance.
So he's not
basically.
intrinsically trying to attack and kill us all right now?
Yes, correct.
But
If you're
that's
just
also specifically a spell, not like treat condition.
correct, yeah. Expressly
Okay,
spells
I
that
see.
only target allies. So target creature, in my mind, would still apply, but target ally is when the counteract check.
Okay.
Okay, that's its turn. Hey, Watson, it's your turn.
Watson would like to run out the front door.
Quick pause.
Blocked by 24 Gardener.
Oh, right.
I need you to do something else for me.
The back door, then.
You know what? I would love to.
So this creature has an aura.
Mhm.
You're beginning your turn close enough to this. Oof, I'm going to need you. Oh, this is going to be really brutal. I'm sorry. You are going to, as soon as you start your turn within the aura of this creature,
Mhm. Mhm.
you are going to take, let me just do some math. Math. 19 points of negative energy damage. And then I need a fortitude save.
What?
You want to know the name of this ability, just for the fun of it?
Kill? Great.
Soul Bleed.
Yes, tell us how
No.
proud of yourself you are, James.
No, this is the right mention. This is Soul Bleed.
Fort save
Soul
bleed.
bleed.
is a 43.
Okay, you succeed. Nothing else happens. It is your turn. Yeah, you got this, bro.
Let me count out some steps real quick.
Sure, no problem at all. What's
What do you
the
guys?
worst that could
I
happen?
would like to
Hey.
ask a question of the group.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Drosharis being possessed by the monster?
I'm
Well, I don't like it.
very scared by it.
Yeah, it seems really bad.
And you're sickened.
And you're slowed.
I'm a dwarf, so I can't get over to you in enough time, even with my ability to stride and use something. So I need you to get to me, essentially.
And it kind of seems like it's not actually you being possessed in order to kill us and help it, but just that you can't get any benefits from us.
It's not easy. It doesn't say that Drosharis doesn't get benefits of allies flanking. Just Drosharis doesn't count as an ally for the purposes of providing flanking.
Okay.
So I could use Watson to flank Val.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nice.
Here's what Watson is going to do.
Excellent.
With the first action, he's going to use overwhelming energy, basically meta magic,
Okay.
to ignore 17 resistance.
Oh, okay.
And he's going to cast a 9th level spell called Meteor Swarm.
Yes.
Do it.
This is a great spell.
Oh, yeah.
So
We're
talk
just
us
going to
through
blow up
Meteor
this
Storm.
entire fucking room,
Let's
essentially.
do it.
All right, with all the people in here,
I came here to die,
That's
motherfuckers.
Joke's on you.
read us Meteor Storm.
The
Trent.
range is 500 feet.
Actually, you know what, Trent? Let me say that again. Read us Meteor Storm.
I would love to. Okay. Meteor Swarm. 4 40-foot bursts
Oh,
that cannot overlap.
fair.
You call down 4 meteors that
Okay.
explode in a fiery blast. Each meteor deals 6d10 bludgeoning damage to any creatures in a 10-foot burst at the center of its area of effect before exploding, dealing 14d6 fire damage to any creatures in its 40-foot burst. The meteor's central 10-foot bursts can't overlap, and the creature attempts only one saving throw against the spell no matter how many overlapping explosions it's caught in.
Oh, interesting.
They can take each type of damage only once. The saving throw applies to both the bludgeoning and the fire damage.
Okay. So are you going to, because this creature is big enough, are you going to put all 4 on different corners of it?
Yes.
And so from what I understand, it will take the blasts 4 times and then the explosions 4 times from the overlapping out.
Now
Because the
here's the
creature is so
question.
big.
They can take each type of damage only once.
Ah,
So
okay,
I
so
think
you're
I'm
right.
actually throwing 1 at the creature,
sure.
2 at these dudes, and
Sure.
1 just over there.
Are you trying to make a hole in the building? Or just generically?
Fuck yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
That sounds awesome.
Blow, just shoot the whole front door. Because this is a wall.
I guess that's true. Let's send 3 here at the entrance to the monastery, and
Just
1
create an
at the
opening?
creature. Yeah.
We're either sealing us in or letting us out. One of the two.
Okay. Well, so what does it do to this thing's resistance? Because it has some resistance.
It loses 17
17.
resistance.
Yeah.
Let me check what it says, though.
Shit. Okay.
Wow.
So it is
All right. This die has been rolling so hot for me tonight. I'm
I'll
going to
take
need
it.
this save.
17 resistance to acid, cold, electricity, fire, or sonic. So only to the fire.
Okay. The bludgeoning is not going to have that happen to it. Okay. So let's talk. What's this DC?
39.
And it's a reflex save?
It is a reflex save.
Oof.
Probably
Okay.
low for that thing.
No.
I mean, it's pretty large.
It's pretty high level.
Well, yeah.
All right.
I just
what I
mean
meant.
of its
big
3.
bad,
I would
yeah.
assume that would be lower, but
Okay. It's going to succeed
Okay,
with
so
a 44.
okay, so we'll take half damage.
Yes.
So
So let's start with the bludgeoning
start with
damage.
the bludgeoning. 6d10.
Okay. While this is
God.
happening,
high
I'm going
rolls,
to do
baby,
some.
high rolls.
I'm going to do some batch rolling on the assassins and the Grey Gardener generals.
Yeah. So 19. So 9. God, that's so sad.
Okay.
9 damage.
From the bludgeoning.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm batch rolling. A second. I'm batch rolling for the assassins. They fail. I'm just going to take them all as one group. You'll understand why in a second.
Can he use
The
a
two
hero
generals.
patch to reroll that damage?
No, only d20s.
I don't even think that is really low rolls, but like it's going to have whatever I roll anyway.
All right.
So
And then the director generals will crit saves, both of them.
Yikes.
Because there's 10 over there, so I'm just going to batch roll them for this.
Gotcha.
Because I'm not rolling 10 individual saves and tracking
Makes
that.
sense, yeah.
Okay,
and then the fire is 14d6.
give me 1 second. So what's the damage from this first one?
From the bludgeoning
Yeah.
was 9.
Total or halved?
That's halved,
Okay, because the assassins will take full. It will take 9.
which was a 19.
Actually, it does get its resistance to that. So it takes none of that.
Of course. Of course.
But now the explosions go off, and it's the same save against both, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the assassins will take full. The director generals will take none on this.
On the fire.
Yeah. They crit saved on their saves.
The full damage for fire is 52.
Okay. So it'll half. The assassins will take the full 52. The assassins, you just did a lot of damage to them. It'll take half of 52, 26. That all goes through, though.
And
That's your turn, right?
that is
1 for meta
his
magic, 2
turn.
for the spell.
Yep.
Hey, Fox, it's your
Do
turn.
we get
Although,
ready
hang on.
for
Oh,
the-
yeah.
Because it's a 40-foot burst, this
Sure.
is almost definitely hitting us as well.
No, you could position it just right to miss at 40 feet, because that's, if you did it there.
Like over on that end of it.
Yeah, if
Okay.
you perfectly target it, so the edge of 10 is it, and then 40 is, you could just barely
Cool.
miss the group.
And
You have
then
to
this entire
And then
fucking
just fuck
wall is
that
probably
up.
gone.
Can you imagine being in this room where like it's just chaos, a giant death monster, and then meteors raining down everywhere?
Watson's just like pulling them from the sky.
boom, boom. A storm druid really owning that shit. All right, Fox, it's your turn. As you start your turn, you're inside of the soul bleed aura. Go
Yeah.
ahead and give me a fortitude save.
I'll use my little wee die.
Did you do any damage to the wall?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this entire wall is gone.
Yeah, well, it's not gone, but it's very damaged, and
Okay.
there's some openings. People are obviously trying to get you. What you're seeing is that people are trying to get out of here. Their life's
Okay.
getting drained out of them, and the gardeners are trying to keep them in here. You got this. I'm believing you.
44.
You save.
Okay.
You are going to take some damage. You do not suffer the other effects. Okay, bit of a middling roll here. 14 points of negative damage as you start your turn.
-5 because I have negative resistance.
Oh, hell yeah.
So 9.
Yep. All right, and now it's your turn.
Amazing.
Okay. Fox is going to cast haste on himself.
Nice.
Yes.
The actual spell haste, not the...
Okay. So 2 actions. Boom, boom.
It
Haste
is a
has been
2
cast.
action haste.
So you have 2 actions left this turn. By the way, Val, you're on deck. And I will say that because this came out, because this is something that is of the blade, this is your lead, as you call the
Cool.
blade.
That's great.
That's useful.
I feel really good about it.
I'm going to try and DC 40 battle medicine myself.
Go for it.
Oh, come on.
got
I need a
this.
decent roll.
You got a patch, I think, floating around over there.
I might have hit it. Let's see. I rolled an 11
Oh,
plus...
you got
Where are
this.
we at? Medicine. 20. 27, so I missed it.
You going to patch that? Or are you just going to take it and roll? You got 1 action left regardless.
If I am unsuccessful, can I try again?
Yes, it's just action economy loss.
Okay,
That's how
then
I've always
I'm
played
gonna,
it.
I'm gonna lose it for now.
Okay.
And I'm gonna move. How high are the ceilings in here?
The ceilings in here are like, I think they say it's specifically like 85, 90 feet.
Okay, I'm going to the top by the hole in the ceiling.
Yep.
That leads to the.
To the other room.
Mhm.
Okay. Val, it's your turn. Dun.
Okay.
Dun,
So
dun,
because this is my lead, I will do the free stratagem roll at this time against this thing.
Go ahead and let me know your occultism bonus, because you'll also, I'm assuming, recall knowledge. What the hell is this thing?
Okay, that was not as bad as I thought it was, but it's still pretty bad. Okay, yes, the occultism is plus 24.
Okay, that's not bad at all. You don't know anything about this creature.
Okay, so I don't like the stratagem roll that I got against it, so I just want to recall knowledge as an action. Can I do that again?
Sure, there are also secret rolls on my part.
Okay.
So for the remainder of your actions for the turn? Or just one?
I mean, I don't think that, like, shooting into a giant smoke death monster is really going to do much good.
Despite it being somewhat incorporeal, you cover, if you want to take cover, like, could improve your AC against it, like just finding a corner to hide behind.
All right, I'll do that. And I guess she would also kind of try to look for any other kind of exit.
The only other exit you could think of, and I'm just going to give you this as a freebie as an investigator, would be trying to jump into the river out the way you
and
went.
then that water dancer is going to kill me.
Yeah, right.
that is a possibility.
I was like, oh, well, when are we ever going to need to get in the river?
So if you want to move behind cover, you can just
yes, I
to a
move
corner.
behind Watson.
If you want to move there. And then additionally, if you want to take a second action to improve your cover, that increases the AC. But you'll need to be not just behind a person, but behind like an object or around a corner or something. But there's lots of that in the map. You can kind of see that.
Yeah, I think I'll do that until I can figure out whether or not it's actually going to do any good to try to fight it.
Up to you. So go ahead and pick your spot on the map near you where you go and just like hide behind a piece of furniture or something. I think there's even some furniture in that little alcove behind you.
She's a coward.
So one action to move, one action to improve your cover, and then you're going to try to recall knowledge?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. You're observing it. You're just not able to pull any details out of it yet. Oh, sorry. At the beginning of your turn, you also have the aura. So, okay. That's a much better roll than normal. You're going to take 23 points of negative energy damage. And go ahead and give me a fortitude save as well.
All right. Yikes.
And on deck is Drosharis.
I'm so
It's a
excited to see what I can
32
do.
fortitude save.
32. That's a critical failure. So actually, you wouldn't have had that lax action to recall knowledge because not only are you doomed one. Yeah. Oh, no, you are just doomed one. That's it.
Okay.
So does anyone here know
Sounds
how
bad.
doomed
I
works?
think
can
I
bring
know
it
how
up.
doomed works, right?
Let's see, it
is
says-
I'll take this one if you want.
That, this is what I think it is, but you
Sure.
can absolutely correct me. When you go down and you're doomed, you go down the amount.
Less. Yeah. So
So
if you're doomed one, you die
dying.
at dying 3 instead of dying 4.
Right.
But here's the thing about doomed. If you ever become doomed 4, you just instantly die.
Oh, wow.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
But you're no longer doomed once you die.
The good
Yeah,
thing is,
that's great. That's good.
and just a reminder, some of us are like wounded too already.
No. Watson healing before you came in here. All the wounded conditions are cleared. Watson's healing.
that cleared them all?
Yep.
Oh, good. God, I was like walking around with that.
I'll give you
All
something.
day.
I will give you something on this. This is a little bit of a look behind the creature, but I think it might give you some context to what's going on here, Jane. If a creature is 13th level or lower, the doomed condition from this is cumulative. So right now, it won't rise beyond doomed 1 for you. But for every person in this room,
All the people inside.
it's 4 turns until they're permanently dead.
Yikes.
Okay.
All right, Drashars, it's your turn.
They should have worked out harder and become heroes like us.
Can you talk to me about what I can do, what I can't do? I'm possessed, right?
No. You just feel so angry at everyone around you that you're not going to help any of your allies or try to be an ally to them.
Okay.
So you're just your normal you. You're just really pissed.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Drosharis is going up towards the Grey Gardeners at the door,
Okay.
and I'm going to try to make a hole.
Okay. You want to do this? How do you want to do this? You move up, you dash up towards the Grey Gardeners.
And I'll work on killing this one here
Okay.
in the front.
Sure. Give me an attack roll. Oh, there's all these people in here panicking and screaming. Do you say anything to the people as you're rushing the doors?
Yeah, yo, we have to get out.
Yo.
Yo, motherfucker.
Shit is fucked, guys.
We got it.
We have to
These
get
guys
out.
suck.
Follow me.
Okay. So give me an attack roll, and then also give me a diplomacy or intimidation check.
Okay. So the roll was 36.
36 hits one of these Grey Gardeners.
Okay. And then
Give me that.
I have the other
diplomacy.
die, the diplomacy. Or I'm actually going to use intimidation.
Sure.
43.
The party goers start charging the gardeners with you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
Hell
Okay,
yes.
so I hit the 1.
Yeah.
And when I'm slowed, how many actions do I have?
2 actions. You lose 1 action.
Okay.
And you're sickened too, so it's like a -2 on everything.
Yeah, that part is
you got
in
it in
here.
Hero Lab. You're good.
Yeah.
So you've moved and attacked. This will be the end of your turn.
25 points of damage to that guy.
All right, that's pretty substantial. Taking them down to about half health. So you're looking around the room. There's this giant, colossal amalgamation of undead spirits. The Grey Gardeners are barring what's left of the doors after Watson struck them with meteors. The partygoers are rushing them with you. Are you going to live? Are you going to die? The only way to find out is to tune in next week.
Oh my God.
No, absolutely not.
The Live to Die podcast is a production of Live to Die Gaming. Follow us on social media at Live to Die Pod. Leave a review and tune in next week for more. If you like the amazing background audio and music, all that credit goes to Syrinscape. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com.